Good morning. How are we doing, guys? I'm T. This is Max Algo. We are trading Alpha Zones today. Oh, we're all well. See if we can catch ourselves some trades. It's not going to be a long one today. I'm on a bit late. I've got lots to do today. But still wanted to come on and say hello. There we go. It's a bit better. Alrighty then. Our traffic lights are currently red, and our alpha zone is marginally bullish, but we have taken the low of the previous hour, so we know what we're looking for. Bermudas. See what traders we've got out there today. So the first thing to note, guys, before we go into over the session, so obviously our alpha zones have been a little bit flat, bullish, but a little bit flat. Let's just have a look at where our higher time frames is. After that drop yesterday, and then we've opened our queue here, and then we've come down again. So what there is to note is we're getting a break back up. So I'm getting prepped here because for a couple of reasons. One, as I said, our alpha zone has opened slightly bearish. It doesn't have light of day in between like this, which is what I'd be looking for normally. Morning, Peter. How are we doing, buddy? Sorry, I couldn't see me chat there. Oh, no, didn't mean to do that. There we go. We're all good. We are all good. Okay, so yeah, so our alpha zone hasn't opened with light of day in between the alpha zones. So following the giving a definitive downtrend. However, we have opened our queue, which is where we start. We come up at the start of the queue and then come below, which would indicate some bearishness. Not just that, we have taken the low of the previous hour and now the low of the hour before that as well. So that does give me, oh, I was hoping for a break up there. Really hoping for a break up here. So the reason I was waiting for a break, we'll pop on important levels, such a handy indicator. You see below our QQQ close here. So we have a gap. So, and currently is looking to fill. Now I didn't catch this in time, and in fairness, it didn't fit with any of my rules, so I was like, do a jump in? No, didn't jump in, stuck to it, but so I'm hoping we get a little break up and then a push down to fill the gap. Good morning, Juan. How are we doing, my friend? Buenos dias. Okay, that's what I was looking for. See if we can get a close above. As I said, not going to be a long one today, guys. I've got some build I need to do. Some videos, but see if we can come on, catch a trade. Okay, 10 seconds left to close above. Please close above. And then get your ass back down. Fabulous. Okay, so we've had a break candle above. What are we looking for? We're looking for our 1 hour alpha zone to be above or below. We are slightly below, not ideal. So not A plus on that. We want two traffic lights. We've got 2 red traffic lights. We now need a signal. We need a reason. If we're looking for rules, we need a reason for price to go in that direction. And right now, my reason is we've got a Q gap, we've got Asia low, we've got liquidity. Plenty of reasons to go down. It might come back up and tap this Q first, but we'll see. I don't think I'm surprised it goes that far, but I will go over and review, but I don't want to leave this yet, just while it's still in motion. See if it's going to push back down. That's what I want to see. Just want to get a close below this red line. Morning, Bugzilla. How we doing, buddy? Yeah, I'm good, you know. Busy bee at the minute, but not complaining. Just coming on hoping to get a bit of clean price action rather than sit around and grab 1 or 2 trades and then be on my way today. Get a bit of volume in this and get down. I suppose what I could do. Just don't need these on before anyone questions it, but I'm just having a check because it'll just give me an indication of whether a signal is actually going to come or not, but it's not yet. just in case, just so I can get a little bit of pre-warning. It's not done yet here, which is fine. No, I'm not really. I was just, what I was saying, Juan, was I've just put it on I put it on for a second, and I'm going to take it off. I knew this would cause confusion. The only reason I popped it on was because what the trend traffic lights do is they tell you when there's going to be a signal. So if you get 3 lined up, it can be a nice, in fact, let me just put it back on a second so you can see what I mean. Don't use them very often. EDM Digital works. You need to watch some more of the videos. Usually a buy-sell signal means all 3 traffic lights are also in sync. That is exactly right. So when I originally built the traffic light, the trend traffic lights, they weren't built into the signals. So I built into the signals to say that a signal could only appear when you have 3. So you can see on this red signal here, you've got 3 red traffic lights. So a signal couldn't appear if they weren't all red. So they became a little bit defunct in the sense that they weren't needed as much because they were built in. So what the only difference is, and where they do have an advantage, or they have the benefit, is you can kind of get a feel for what's going to happen. So if I'm waiting for something to happen, waiting for a signal to come, it's like, well, I know I'm not going to get a signal right now, even though that's what I want. If this next candle, they're not all of a sudden going to be red. So I know I'm a little bit early on the trend, that's all. If they start to get too red and then orange and then this starts flickering, I know actually now I can end up with a signal. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense anyway. I'm trying not to confuse it by adding multiple traffic lights on, but it just gives me a little indication. So no, you don't need them on at all. But it does just help that little visual to know whether I'm going to get one or not. And on the live, that can be a benefit to me. Right, so what I'll do, guys, for anyone who is new, I won't spend the time I'm here pitching, but I am using a free indicator called Big Money, which you can get for nothing, the link is in the description. And I am also using some premium indicators, which we built, which are Max Algo Premium, which is our alpha zones, which is the grey boxes, the blue boxes. We're using the Big Money traffic lights. Also does come with the trend traffic lights if you want to use them. And our signals indicator. So you get your buy and sell signals, etc., and important levels. They are all in that. So I will pop the link in there. So if anyone does want to have a look, you can. And you can get 40% off lifetime, which gets it you for less than $149 forever. No monthly fees. 40% off with code T-bone. There we go. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, download big money. Just use big money. Okay, so we've got a new hour. We've still got our 2 big money traffic lights are red. Get a push down. Don't go without me, you absolute sausage. Can't tell, I've got some overlapping level there. That's previous hour low, that's fine. So we've got London low. Oh, we tap into the daily. Yeah, the daily and the Q might be next to each other. I haven't got the daily on. Thanks for the heads up. Trying to keep my chart clean. We do have our traffic lights there now. Yes, we are in the daily. But if I get a sell signal now, which I can, then I will be taking it. There we go. Okay, it's my stop order on. We've got a Q gap, we've got Asia low. And once we get past the Q, I'll look at going break even. Wait for this to take me in. See if it's going to come and fill the Q gap. Mark, you're in a beautiful long on CL. Nice. Stick with what's winning, mate. Okay, that's me in. Okay, so I'm targeting Asia low. 971. Just going to turn my daily off. Muddy in my chart. Come on, Nasdaq. Nice and early one. We've had to wait hours over the other days. Come on, don't play games. 40 seconds left on this candle. Let's have a quick check. Oh, not regular, electronic. The gap. We've not filled the gap yet. Okay, well, we've not filled the gap yet, so that gives me some confidence. Let's be a little pullback. Come on, Nasdaq. Don't play games. It's fighting it. I have to be patient here. Well, we're just going to have to wait and see. It is what it is. Nature One, thanks for subscribing. Oh, I wasn't watching the chat here. W's, well in Bugzilla, well in Alan, TP3. GG, all of you, well done. So I have gone. I've put my stop at the swing high. So my TP1, TP2, TP3 is half an R, 1 R, 1.5 R on this because I wanted to get through to the Q. And I'm trying to showcase more than base hits. People wanted 1 R trades, so it wasn't negative R. So that's what I'm trying to do. Well done on the wins, guys. Alpha Zone's playing out beautifully. You all taking wins, and there's me being brave and silly. Mark Pickles, $280 on CL. Yes, brother. Superb. That's what we want to see. Where did I put the stop loss? In the settings, it'll do it for you. So there's on the latest update, they put it in the Discord, and you must have missed it. I've added a stop loss, so it's either the candle or the swing. You can pick between either, and that will update in here as well. So your stop will update, your risk, everything. So mine will go with the previous swing high, which was here. What do you mean, buddy? Do you mean Where you see the difference to my chart, what do you mean? Do you mean the trade setup? Because that's just because I've got it on swing and not candle. Yep, purely because I've got it on swing. Because I've given it more room. So stop loss, candle or swing. I've got it on swing. Okay, it's going to come fill this gap. If it comes back down here now, I'm going to go BE. Okay, on BE. So now what will happen will happen. I'm going to fill the gap in reverse. I might just take my money. We're going to hold to Asia. We're going to hold to Asia. Boom! Now we're talking. GG, guys. That's what we waited for. Happy to just get out at Asia low. Asia can ricochet, you see. Just same with the Q. That's why I was a little bit weary and went BE when it touched the Q. How do I see the gap? Great question. What is your PL target set for? Do you mean these? Yeah, 0.5. So half an R, 1 R. Just turn that off. So there's the stop. There's the entry. You'll see entry, stop. That's 0.5, 1 R, 1.5 R. Just by clicking. So now that I'm out the trade, I can mess around with it now. If you can see, I'll go into here so you can see. If I change that to be candle, you see this stop here will go behind the sell when it loads. Oh, it's just crashed on me. Wow, I've not had that in months. Everything went weird then. Don't know if that was my my internet or something. Oh, went to shit for a second then. Yeah, so you see I've changed it to candle. So you'll see now that'll be like yours. Stop there. And then you've got, this is the ATR. So 0.57, 1R, 1.5. It's all based around that. but I'm trading it on swing. Give myself a little bit more room. Where have I gone? I'm on the wrong one, aren't I? Here I am. And there, as we said, the ricochet off Asia. Could well now come back up, and we've filled the Q gap. We've swooped Asia. Now we go back to the Q. Just one trade down, one win. Right, so let's turn off important levels. Let's clean this up a little bit. Now we know we've swooped Asia here. Right, so let's have a little look overnight since the open. Second. Right, so let's have a look overnight. Where are we? Thursday. Where's the open? Okay. Okay, so let's have a look at our rules. I'm going to add something to this. So, I'm going to add in something's not right today, is it? Is it my broadband? Because I'm telling you right now. So stream health's excellent. We'll go again. Come on. So let's start from 6 o'clock, New York time. We had the hour close on futures, and then we've opened bearish. So we've got here to here. Just to give you an example, what we're talking about, swing high. So it would have been here, roughly there. Which means it's got to go all the way down here for 1 hour trade. And you'd have been sat in this one for, goodness me, for how long? 6 hours? No thanks. Okay, so if you're just playing by the rules, yes, you would class that as it would lose. However, when you get down to, when you've gone, I suppose, at some point here, after being an hour and a half in, and you get back below here again, you need to be going BE, and then you're going to get BE'd out. So, but we'll put it as a loss in the interest of fairness. Our traffic lights aren't aligned then here at all, and then we have this. We've got sideways action. So I want to talk about sideways action in alpha zones and what to consider. Now you can be vigilant and just stick to almost mechanical and say, right, well, if it's not got light of day in between the alpha zones, then I'm not going to take it. But we all like a trade. So the way I'm looking at these is if we go sideways, so here, it is bearish. Even though the alpha zones are sideways, it is bearish. So if they were aligned, and that was, I would then be looking at, did it break the high or the low of the previous hour? So it didn't break the high, and it didn't break the low. No, if it had broke the low, and I got a sell signal, then I'd consider taking that trade, even though my alpha zone was not completely in line. Same as if it had maybe closed above, and then you took the low. It'd give you an indication that there's a trade there to be had. Does that make sense? Drop your comments in the chat, guys. And don't forget to give us a like. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Let's pop them in the Discord. Go. So yeah, so you want to just 2 in. Sorted. Right, so yeah, so here sideways action, but our traffic lights don't align and we don't get a sell signal anyway, so the traffic lights have now gone red again. Again, we're still sideways. Sideways, and we have had a sell signal. Our traffic lights are in line, but we haven't taken the low of the previous hour, so I haven't got enough confidence to take a trade there. That's sort of an extra confidence if I don't have a perfectly in line trending alpha zone. Skip that. So next, carry on. We haven't taken the low of the previous hour, so we're going to go to the next hour, and it opens slightly above. We have gone slightly bullish, and you see price comes up, and as price comes up, fails to take the high of the previous hour, comes back down, takes the high of the previous hour, taps back in, and we get a buy signal. So we've got a slightly bullish alpha zone. We've got our green traffic lights. Now it's a bit of a hefty one, because you're going from all the way from here to here with your stop. Again, this is the problem with taking them if they're not completely in line. So our alpha zones then have gone sideways again. Haven't taken the high of the previous hour. And then we come above. Traffic lights are green. Alpha zone's still sideways within this motion, but we then do take the high of the previous hour, and that will go on to win. Green traffic lights. And this one will, because it's got a small stop. It's only from here to here. There we go. And our alpha zone is, here we go with the sell signal. Our traffic lights don't align, and we haven't taken the low of the previous hour, so we're not getting involved in that, even though it would be a lovely drop. And then our alpha zone opens sideways, quite a large zone in compared to the previous one, but our traffic lights don't align. We're waiting for this. Traffic lights align. Traffic lights align here. We get a buy signal above the alpha zone. We've taken the high of the previous hour. It's a nice win. So we've got a bullish zone, no trades. Then we've come below. We're not taking the buy signal for obvious reasons. We haven't taken the high. Traffic lights don't align. We're waiting for the next signal. Sell signal, our traffic lights don't align yet. And we haven't yet taken the low of this hour. So we stayed out of this one, even though, again, it was a nice drop. Our then signal was the one we've just taken. So we've got a sell signal. We've got a new 1 hour alpha zone, lighter day in between them. So clear trending down on the alpha zones. It's also cleared these two. So bearish alpha zone, 2 red traffic lights, taking the low of the previous hour. Happy days. Makes sense? Good times. Morning, Never Suffer, buddy. How you doing? I don't know what my API rate limit reached means. I don't think it means Google. My bot is not playing ball today. Okay, so our traffic lights, even all the way up here, we have stayed bullish, bearish, sorry. Yes, I have. Just popped it in the Discord. Took this trade here. Run it down to Asia low, which was just about here. How's Zoo getting on? He's doing all right. He's decorating his house in France, getting used to the area, getting the kids into their new schools. Yeah, so Never, the reason I took this as well, obviously, as I've just gone through briefly, you must have just come on a bit later, was our alpha zones have opened below. Sell signal, red traffic lights. We've got a gap on the queue here. Oh, that's what somebody asked me before. That was rude of me. I meant to tell you and I forgot. Who asked me? 1 minute, let me check. No, he's not been kicked out yet. The wife's still letting him stay at home. How you see the gap? I don't understand. Bugzilla, it was you. Sorry. Right, okay. So I see the gap because to the best that we can, it's not perfect, but what we've done is we've mapped the queue close here. So what that'll allow you to do is to know, and I will flick over to it. So you see the Q close was just above the, this sweep down here above Asia low. So if I go to the Q, go to normal candles. Let me just jump to the high time because it was a bit of a pain in the arse. See the gap. The Q's not ideal on the 1 minute this time, but see the gap here, and you'll see that we've mapped the Q close, and it was just below that. It was just above that sweep. So it marks it on normal chart to tell you where the QQQ gap is. It is, I'm telling you, it is an absolute godsend for when you're looking for why price might go in a direction. Like the Q likes to fill its gaps at some point, and especially if it's close, it will have a go at filling it. And you'll see it comes up, pulls down, taps back in, and then the Q comes all the way down, literally fills the gap, and then away it goes again. So the Q gap, the important levels indicator, here you'll see Q close here. We've opened, it's not the best example on there because you can't see it. There we go. So we've opened up here for the Q, and that's where it closed. So sweep down and that. So yeah, as you can see from the example, opened here, sweep down, tap that close, tap the Asia, and away it's gone. It does it all the time. So having the Q gap on there is a godsend, because you'll often find if you can see price heading in a direction, once the Q starts to fill the gap, it likes to fill it. So if you, for instance, God, that's driving me nuts in my ear. You see here, once it starts to come below and starts to fill that space, it will very often, over a period, it will fill it all. You don't often see that it'll then go back and then come back later and fill a bit more and go away again and then come back later and fill a bit more. It normally comes down quite rigorously with a little bit of structure and fills that gap if it's on its, once it starts filling it. If it's not in there yet, then it might not be drawn to it, but once it starts filling it, I expect it to fill most of the time. I would say probably 90% of the time. Once it starts to fill it, it will fill it. Does that make sense? So we are going bullish. You're very welcome, buddy. Very welcome. So we've come above our 1 hour alpha zone and our traffic light has gone green. Okay. Now, this isn't for me and I won't be taking it, but obviously you are above your hour. So your standard alpha zones trade is there. If you're looking at base hits. But I am just going to be going for, as you know, we enter with a stop order. So if it takes the top of the candle, it will be entered. I'm not entering this trade, just to be clear. And if it takes the bottom of the entry candle beforehand, then the signal becomes invalid and will be removed from the chart because it's a trade that we wouldn't have taken. It's not repainting, as somebody asked me at the weekend, which is a fair question. It was never a trade. Signals removed because if it's taken the lower of that candle, you shouldn't take it. Also, to answer another question that we got on the Discord. That I'm going to get my words out. If I click swing, and then but a weird party. No, I'm only joking. So if I click swing rather than candle on the stop loss, then obviously it moves my stop loss down to the previous swing low here for this long. However, the invalidation is still held to the entry candle, because if it takes that, then I'm not looking to take a trade. I do use them, but I only flick them on and off. Because I know where they are. But the 4 hours, I just turned them on and off. Excuse me. So what we're looking for now is, well, if it comes back below, and then we get traffic lights, then I'll be looking for a sell still, because we are still bearish. I don't have a layout saved, buddy. All my settings are standard though, mate. The only thing I've done is just turn off a couple of their zones. I just turn off the 4 on the daily and I just pop them on as and when I need them. But the indicator settings on Golden Candle and that are standard. Other than I'm using swing rather than candle. And I don't send layouts only because I change them every week. I change it whenever I'm I start feeling like it's losing a bit of impact on the lives. So what was a big question? Q, the invalidation of a buy signal. Question. I assume you mean question rather than Q. Yeah, sorry, go on. The invalidation of a buy signal is when the next candle swipe the stop loss of the buy signal correct. I noticed earlier there is a buy signal, but the swipe happens a few bars later. Is it still? Great question. So there was buy signal here on this one. I think it was there. Or it was this one. I can't remember. It's too slow. Nasdaq, Jonathan, I am trading Nasdaq 1 minute time frame futures. So just to answer your question, let's just see if we can get the buy signal, let it load. There we go. So you get your buy signal here. Very welcome, Jonathan. Welcome. Don't forget to give us a like on the stream. It does help. Yeah, so buy signal here. That will stay there for as many candles as it takes for price to either take this or this. So if I just swap that to where's me stop loss candle, okay. So it's based on the entry candle. So let's wait for this to jump. Indicator is not the quickest, and it won't be. There is so much stuff in it, it's unreal. Cheers, John. Appreciate it, mate. Cheers, Jonathan. Sorry, I shouldn't keep calling you John. So you got your stop here, and you got your entry here. TP1, TP2, TP3. Nice and clean and simple. So if price was 20 candles in here, then this buy signal will stay. The second it breaks this, it stays forever. It will never disappear then. If it takes this first, even if it's 5 candles later, before taking that, then the set buy signal will disappear. If it takes this, sweeps up, and then takes this, it won't disappear. It will stay. Because the reason for that being is you were in the trade, your stop order would have been entered. So the whole idea is that we don't want signals to be disappearing to make it look good. We want signals to disappear when we're not taking them and they're invalid. So because the signals become invalid, we want it removed. Because what happens is it'll sweep down, and then price comes back up, and you think, oh, do you know what? I've still got a buy signal there. And people jump in. When actually, the move is less likely now that it's taken the low of that candle. So that's why we have them invalidated and removed at the point of taking the rear of the signal candle before it takes the entry where you would have your stop order. I hope that makes sense. Right, where are we? What have we got? So we're going to get, so that's a buy signal, I assume, again. So here we go. So we've only got one traffic light. The high of my previous hour is up here. So, can you take a trade? Yes, you can. It's a golden candle. It's a buy signal. You can try it. I'm pretty sure we're going to the queue. It's not within the rule set that I'm trading on these lives, but it absolutely could be a trade you could take. Absolutely. Because we've swept down. We've filled our Q gap. We've tapped Asia without closing below, sweeped that, took liquidity, and now we're going back to where I said before I'd expect us to go, which is up to the Q, now that it's filled its Q gap. So we're above our hour, so no issue there. And you'll see buy signal stayed because we're still internal. We haven't broken it either. A little bit of an informative one today. I'm not as tired today, even though I am yawning. So we're sat above the 1 hour alpha zone. Let me just check. On the phone. Check what our 4 and our daily was, because I've forgotten. Yeah. Tapping into our 4. So we're smack bang on our 4 and our daily. Can make it a bit chunky. Clunky, more to the point. So really for me, to get along, yeah, Jonathan, I'm here every day, buddy. Don't forget to subscribe and you get notification. I'm here every day, and there's the odd day I can't make it, but almost every day I'm here. Been here every day this week. Around the same time, normally like to try and get on a little bit earlier than I did today. Obviously, I was about an hour later than I normally am today. Normally about 3:30 New York time, 8:30 in the morning UK time, roughly. Perfect example again. Failed to take the stop order. So even if you were taking that trade as an example, you wouldn't have been in it yet because your stop order would be above. And then it takes the lower of the candle, so you remove your stop order. Cheers, Jonathan. Right, so to be clear, I can still take shorts. My alpha zone is trended bearish. I'm below the 1 hour alpha zone now. If this goes red, we get a sell signal. I'll tell you what I do want to change, because teaching you guys, I've changed my swing. That's not what I want. So just as an example, I'll just pop on the old trend traffic lights. You can see they're not all red, so there won't be a signal on this candle unless that changes. It could change. Could it change? Yeah, it could change. I'm trying to remember what I built in them now. So next candle, if it changes, right, so they've all gone red. I'm just going to turn them off. Now we know they're red, so we could get a signal on this candle. But I would want to see my traffic light go red after this big push up sweeping. Don't want to get. I'm not sure it will. I think it might just go back. This might just be a little pullback. Peter, have a lovely weekend, buddy. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. See if we can grab ourselves another trade, though. Be nice before I go. So we're in our daily. I don't need the 4 hour. Nico, that is a different traffic light indicator. You'll notice this says big money. It is not the trend traffic lights that you're talking about there. They are different. If you search traffic lights in the Discord, you will see that there is a... in fact, I'll tag you in it in the Discord, Nico. a look. See if I can get this for you now, Nico. 1 second. Save you having to wait until I'm off and me forgetting. Come on, let me send the message. There we go. Nico. There you go, Nico. Tagged you in Discord. I was saying before, Nico, these are already built into the signals. So if you get 3, is the only way you can get a signal. So if it pushes down and that goes red, which it will, then you could get a signal. But the signal will never come unless they're all in line, because I've built them now into the signals themselves. So I just use them for to give me an indication of when it could change. Anytime, Nico, mate. Anytime. So there's our sell signal, but our traffic lights are not in line. So I am sitting on thy hands. Literally. The traffic lights are there for a reason. Yeah, I would still trade it into the daily, though. I'm not going to lie. It just, a lot of the time, it just means the trade takes longer. But statistically, I haven't found that trading into the daily has a higher loss rate. But it's just more being wary of the daily rather than not. I wouldn't trade into it. Screw you and your API limit. I don't know what you mean. Fucking piece of shit. See, there's the traffic light change. That hurts. But statistically, that's my rule, so. So we are coming down. If the light changes and the candle is at the entry marker, would you take it? I don't. It's a good question. I don't. Only because I feel like I'm jumping in. And very often, price for it to have changed. If it wasn't red here, which it wasn't, then it started to go red, but it went red when price was down here. So I'm already into the move. So it kind of messes with my risk to reward on what I'm looking to get. Because then if I enter here, I've got a much bigger stop for a negative R trade. So no, I don't. Have I done it? Yes. Am I saying as a rule now? No, I don't. If it doesn't fit at the moment of the sell signal, then it's not an entry. And the reason being is if I'm going back and doing what we did before, and I'm going to say, okay, well, would I take this trade? Well, I'm only basing it on it being green at the point of entry, not green 3 candles later. It is trial and error, mate, yeah. There is a bit of that. I'm not even going to lie. The nights I've spent building these things means you have gone fail after fail after fail, trust me. We're tapping back onto the Q again there. Well, not the Q level, but the Q close. So really, we're going to get a new hour now, and our new hour is going to open bearish again. So our alpha zone, 1 hour alpha zones are trending down. This is what's going to happen. Now, if it opens, pushes down. Close above. Let me zoom in, sorry. Oh, that's the stop. That's the entry point. I was thinking that was the break line. There's the break line. Okay, so we have had a break up. Okay, good. So 7 seconds, we get a new hour. We get a new 4 hour. And that means that we are going to be bearish on our 4 hour. What I really want is a drop. A little push up and then down. We get a push up and then down. Traffic light will go red. Sell signal. Let's go. Let's see if it comes down. Don't forget to give us a like on the stream, guys. Appreciate all your views. Appreciate all your comments. Appreciate all your shares. It does help. The indicators, the system, is that what you like, Jonathan? Thank you very much. Worked very hard on it. Me and Zoo spent 2 years getting to this point. Well, 3 years on the trade and 2 years trying to get alpha zones and max algo to this point of a good system. Not just a good system, because we've had a few good systems, to be fair. More a simple, easy to understand system. Right, as I said, I don't spend much time talking about it on here, but there is a link in the comments pinned. If you want to use any of the premium indicators, you can. There is also a free indicator there called Big Money, which I can show you. But the premium indicators are there. Mark said Lazy Boy. I love Lazy Boy. Lazy Boy was a great system. Just difficult to market. People didn't buy into it as much. So we had a push up on our 1 hour alpha zone. Our 1 hour alpha zones are trending down. So a close below a sell signal, a traffic light would be fine, but let's not preempt. It is what it is. I'm right, it is a new 4 hour, isn't it? Yeah, new 4 hour. Just checking. I was going to say it is 11 o'clock, yeah. New 4 hour, new 1 hour. Bearish on them all. We're below the Q. We're tapping on the daily. Or we're in the daily. Are we in the daily? Yeah, we need to get below that daily. Wunderbar. Okay. Yes, Lazy Boy could be a little bit more difficult to trade. You have to be a little bit more nous about it. This is definitely much simpler. Much cleaner. Simple rules. Are you always going to win? No. No, you're not. You can have losing days. You might have losing weeks. Are you going to be a better trader trading it? Damn fucking straight. Vive la France. Let's see what we can do. Am I from Manny? No, I'm not from Manny. I'm from just outside Liverpool, lad. Ah, that's funny. That made me laugh, that. I definitely don't sound like I'm from Manchester. I've got nothing against Manchester, but I definitely don't sound like I'm from Manchester. For my sins, it's because I was sent to a posh school as a kid. Until I got kicked out. 876. Thanks for joining us. Welcome. That's funny. I'm trading Nasdaq on futures, 1 minute time frame. And I am trading alpha zones. This is what we're looking for. We're looking for our alpha zone, which is the grey boxes. There's a zoom out. These are our 1 hour alpha zones. We're looking for them to be trending in any direction. But this is bearish. Bearish again down here. And because we're bearish, I'm looking for sells. And I'm looking for my traffic lights to align. That's it. Yes, there's other things to consider. Yes, we look for reasons for price to go in a direction. We use liquidity. We use gaps. but at a base level, we're looking for alpha zones to align, traffic lights to align, and a signal in the right direction. $876, thanks for subscribing, my friend. Thank you very much. So what we're looking for now is these to align. I want 2 red ones. The only way I'd be taken along is if we took this high. And even then, I'd have to have enough room. My stop couldn't be too big because I don't want to trade directly into the Q zone. No, I've got no ego, Brian. I'm definitely a knobhead. Right, so it's really struggling to get above the we had a push up. So we look at our 5 minute push up, and then we're coming down. It's our wick for the hour. So the strat, I'm using the big money traffic lights. Said a few times on here today, and I don't mind keep repeating it at all. The normal traffic lights are there just to tell, they're built into the signals now. So you don't need them on as such. They just help to know whether you can get a signal, but you don't need them on because a signal will only appear if they're in line. I'm using the big money traffic lights as alignment. When they are both red, I'm looking for a sell. So if they're not both red, I'm sitting on my hands. So from a strategy point of view, I'm giving you the simplified version because there's a ton of stuff on here in the WAP, in our videos, training, all that. But simplified, we have 1 hour alpha zones, and they open each hour. They put in what that hour is going to be, and then price moves around that with what is the movement of the 1 hour candle. So it came down, come up, put in a wick, and then came down here. Yeah, but if you go into the Discord, I have literally just tagged the big money traffic lights in there, mate, my last message. So if you just search traffic lights, you'll see my last message, and the link to the indicator is there for you because you are already an Alpha Zones member. So yeah, from a strategy point of view, I'm looking for a couple of simple things. I'm literally just looking for the Alpha Zones to be in line. So if it's bearish, we got this hour opened below this hour, and we had lighter day in between. In an ideal world, that's what I want to see. And then I'm looking for these to also be red, and I get a sell signal, and I'm having my stop. See on here, I'm using the swing stop, which is built in. So my entry candle is here, the sell signal. My stop is above the swing high, it's built in. And I only enter a trade. I don't enter on the sell signal. I put a stop as soon as the sell signal's on and that candle is closed. And look at what I've got here. So this sell signal told me from my stop to here, it told me that on the signal, it was 6 contracts on MNQ. If I wanted to risk $500 from here to here. So I can risk 6 contracts. And then my target is set at half an hour, 1 hour, and 1.5. So it'll be $250, $500, $750, as you can see. Slightly out, just because of points and ticks, etc. So yeah, simplicity wise, that's the three things we're waiting for. Waiting for an alpha zone to give a direction. Volume's built into it. So yes, to answer your question, it's a great question actually. Nobody ever asked that question. Volume is built in. I've just got them turned off. So you won't get the signals with the right, unless you get the right amount of volume. So I'll turn the volume bubbles on. This is why the indicator is not the fastest, because there is so much work in the back of it, because it uses volume to judge these things. So you'll see on your sell signals, you'll have volume when it loads. There we go. So we've got our volume bubbles. It's got to have the right amount of volume to enter, but I don't want to leave them on because for obvious reasons, it doesn't look ideal. But yeah, so the volume bubbles are there if you want to use them, and they'll give you an indication of price. See, look, one of the great things about the volume bubbles is you get a bearish candle here. Oh, 1 minute. Okay. So we're getting a sell signal. We've got 20 seconds left on this candle. Oh, no. Sell signal's gone. Is it going to come back? We're getting bearish volume on. I'm just going to turn my volume bubbles off because it hurt my eyes. Okay, sell signal is not there. So price retraced back up. That's why all the factors it needed for a sell signal no longer lined up. So it removed itself before the end. And as I said, we enter with a stop order. So even if I had a confirmed, I'd have put my stop order on and I'd have been waiting for this candle to push through to give me the entry. And then when volume pushed it through, that's the idea. When you ask a great question about volume, that's one of the reasons we use the stop order. So volume on this candle pushed through here. That wasn't our trade, was it? No, this was our trade. It's the one we just took. So we had a sell signal. We put our stop order on, waited for the candle to push through, which this one, next one didn't. And then this one did push through. If price doesn't take the stop order, but takes the reverse of the candle first, this will disappear. And it will disappear to tell you, turn your stop order off. You should not be in that trade because it's took the reverse of the candle before the entry. So, all in all, when would I look to take a trade that is outside of, slightly outside? Yeah, that's the idea. If I'm being honest, Jordy, what we actually did originally is we built a full indicator suite and we had about 14 different indicators. And I'm not going to lie, some of them are fucking incredible. My best mate and business partner, Zoo, some of the stuff he came up with at the start was just unbelievable. Like, he's got a real analytical mind for this shit. But they're not very marketable and people found them difficult to understand, even though from a technical analysis point of view, they were amazing. So what we tried to do is get a few of the key bits and then throw them in. Manish Anand, thank you for subscribing, buddy. Appreciate it. So what we tried to do is keep it all. So there are a couple of indicators. You don't need them on all the time. The golden candle indicator with the signals is obviously very important because it gives you your entries, your risk calculator. Oh, you can't see the calculator? Shit, now. 1 minute. Just realised, off screen. Man, you're missing out. 1 minute. They're all trading view indicators. They're all trading view. Let me move my risk calculator for a few minutes so you can see. This is one of my favorite bits. Let's go bottom left. Let's move this away. Give you a bit of a better view. Right, so it was on the other side of the screen, so you can't see it. So what we do have is built in is a risk calculator, because I know how much of a fucking pain in the ass this can be, because it used to drive me insane trying to work out how many contracts I should be using, what my risk is, especially when you've got signals that can appear quickly. So you need something that can do it fast, that can react. So to give you an example, we've got on this sell signal, I'm keeping an eye because this may pop up again if price goes down, because our traffic lights are aligned and our alpha zones are aligned. So if we get a sell signal, we will be looking at taking a trade. So we had a sell signal here. There's our entry point and there's our stop, and you can change your stop from on here to stop loss, candle, or swing. So if you do swing, candle, it will just go one tick behind the candle. If you're looking for sort of base hits, try and take quick entries, or I like the swing at the moment. And the reason I like the swing is because people prefer 1R plus in trades rather than negative R. The base hits negative R strategy is excellent, especially in New York, if you just want to take quick fire trades. But this is what I'm trading here, so we'll go through that, otherwise I'll just confuse things. So there's your swing high, there's your entry, 0.5R, 1R, 1.5R, and you'll see that is all built in here. So this is your signal, as in your sell, or your break candle if you want to trade break candles out of an area. They are also built in, so the break candles, and this is your risk size analysis there you can use. So on this signal, it told me that if I want to risk $500 on that trade, all I do inside is I just set my settings to go down to show risk calculator, and I just set my risk calculator because this is NQ, but I'm trading on an MNQ because I want to use smaller contracts. I don't just want to use one. I don't use one mini on everything because it's too much risk. So I can be on NQ but get risk size for MNQ for trade of 8. So I've just use tick symbols, and then I've gone MNQ, and it will do it all for you there. So all I've got to put is how much I want to risk per trade and what the size of the account is. So it's a 50 grand account there. I want to risk 1%, so I want to risk $500 on a trade. And all it does is, as soon as a sell signal paints or fires, it will put the entry price on where the entry price is, where the stop loss is set by whether you've got swing or candle, and then based on, because we're on signal, based on you wanting to risk 500, from there to there, it says you need 6 contracts on MNQ. And it tells me, if you look here, the target was TP1 was 24982. 24982. This one is 24963. 2496350, yeah. And this one, you can't see the right hand side of the chart, but I can. It's 24945, and here it is 24945. There you go. So it's your TP1, TP2, TP3. So you can see instantly if you've got to go to NinjaTrader, MT5, Trade of 8 to put your trade on. You know exactly where, if you want to do multiple take profits, you know where to put them, and it will tell you what you will win, what your reward will be for that level of risk on it. So if you just go in half an hour, then you're going to get about $222, pending contract sizing, etc. But it does mean that the second a candle paints, you know straight away. You can jump over to whatever you're trading on, whatever platform you're trading on, and say, right, I need 6 contracts. It's super helpful, like really helpful. it was one of my biggest things, because I ended up, like last year, I was like, well, I'll just use one mini, because it was just trying to work out whether I was using 3 micros or 10 micros or 25 micros. Was a pain. I don't worry about that now. It just does it for me. Yeah, so I will throw the risk calculator over the other side again, just so it's not in the way. But just so you can, I don't normally showcase it. I've just realized that it's never on the screen because it's over the other side. So I'll put it in bottom center. I wonder if that'll let's put it bottom right. Yeah, so right now, we're looking for a short, plain and simple. Our traffic lights are red. Our alpha zone trended bearish. So on that basis, I can only take shorts. When would I look to take a trade that maybe, I'll give you an example. Lemon Tree, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Don't forget to give us a little like, if you want to, that is. If you don't, fair enough. Yeah, give you an example of where you don't have light of day in the alpha zones. So you can see why you wouldn't take a trade. So why would I not take this signal or this signal? Well, I wouldn't take this signal because I've got a red and a green traffic light, so they don't match up. Now the other alarm bell is my alpha zones are sideways. I don't have light of day, as what I would call it, in between the alpha zones. So if I don't have light of day between the alpha zones, I need another confluence to add to it to say, why would I take a trade? So here, so what I would want to see in this instance is if the alpha zones are pretty sideways. Let me get another example of sideways. There you go. They're sideways. Perfectly sideways. Now, if the alpha zones are perfectly sideways like this, well then I've got bullish traffic lights and I get a buy signal. The one thing I'm really looking for though is I'm looking for if I don't have clear light of day in between the alpha zones, or at least it being very, very, like almost light of day, is I want to see the high of the previous hour taken. And you'll see here, we haven't had a close above this. So when we've had this buy signal here, as much as that signal did go on to play out, that doesn't give me enough confidence to take the trade, because we're sideways, we haven't taken the high of the previous hour. Yeah, it's not one I would want to take. So across here, look at our period that we've just been trading through. I didn't take this trade. When I was on the live for this, I didn't take it. And the reason I didn't take the trade was because at this point, my traffic lights hadn't aligned. We were sideways, traffic lights weren't aligned, and at that sell signal point, we still hadn't taken the low of the previous hour, so I couldn't even use that as an added reason to take the trade. Gandix, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to give us a like on the stream if you want to. So yeah, so from a sideways alpha zones, that's why I wouldn't take this one. Traffic lights are a hard rule on that for me. Traffic lights don't align. Traffic lights don't align. Now at this point here, our alpha zone is opened below. Not just that, we've also taken the low of the previous hour. Here, sorry, there's the previous hour. Sell signals taking the low of the previous hour. Our traffic lights are both red. And what was I looking for? Important levels indicator, which is one of our indicators as well. Comes in max algo premium. You'll see here the QQQ close. And Asia low. So this gives you important, it's called important levels for a reason. Gives you a reason for price to go somewhere. Why does price want to move in a direction? There needs to be some level of liquidity there. So this includes liquidity levels. You'll see the black lines. So where there's liquidity, there's a reason for price to pull down, which it did, this liquidity. And then from that liquidity, we got a little bit of a pushback because it got some liquidity. And then we come and filled the Q gap. So the Q gap's a whole different thing. The Q is a ticker that maps the Nasdaq and opens here at 4 a.m. It is commonly referred to as the true daily. Phantom, I'm using alpha zones. It's just what I was running through with people. So yeah, so a 1 hour alpha zone, next hour alpha zone, next hour alpha zone, they're all trending bearish. So I'm looking for shorts. I then want to make sure that my traffic lights align, and I want to make sure that I'm not taking highs of previous hours if I'm looking for shorts, etc. As a rule, really. So we're fighting to get above this alpha zone here. So as it stands, I'm still only looking for shorts, and below me 1 hour are trending down, and below the Q zone, I'm now below. My traffic lights are red. I'm only looking for shorts. The reason for this trade here, as I said, everything lined up, and on top of that, when we get a Q gap, Nasdaq likes to fill the Q gap. So the Q opened up here, and yesterday's Q closed down here. So it's come and filled the gap and then reversed. I feel like I'm talking a lot, I'm losing my voice. Does that make sense? Good. Good. So we do also have the big money indicator. I do also use this. And the big money indicator is one of our free indicators. Like the Max Algo Premium stuff, guys, I'm not a liar. We do charge for it. I don't work for free. But we do have some free stuff to try and help people. In mobiles, I don't quite sure I've said that right, but thank you for subscribing. It is very much appreciated. Okay, we are getting a push down. The big money indicator, I'll give you a quick overview on while we're waiting to see if we get a signal here. So big money indicator is really simple, but super, super helpful when you're looking for where price might go to or react from. So big money, all we do is we pick, I'll move it over here so you can see it. All I'm doing is picking a day, just putting it on today because it'll show an error unless it's on today. Well, unless the time that you're looking at is on the screen. And then I'm just going to pick 2 times that are on the screen. Let's go to 6 and 7:15. There we go. And all it'll do is I'll put 2 lines on. And all you do with big money is you're marking up highs and lows. You mark a high, and there's a swing low right down, and it will mark on an area. That area is where institutional money is likely to pull back to get fair value. And all it means is, where is price going to get drawn to? Where could price come to? And this is the algorithm that's behind big money, basically just looks at the likeliness in the mathematics of where price would come to statistically to then go back in a direction. And if you see a price hold in that area, thanks, Mark Pickles. Appreciate that, buddy. We have got an amazing Discord, by the way, guys. Discord is, like, I can't even take credit for it. The group of people that are in there are just fucking amazing. Like, super helpful. No negativity. Back everyone. It's like men and women who are all just there to big each other up, get each other through the day on the trading. They're super Honestly, it's probably one of the proudest things is how good the Discord is, because me and Zoo just didn't want a Discord because we had one before and it was just full of dickheads and I really couldn't be arsed with it. I just wanted good people who were just going to help each other, and that's what we've got. So I'm dead pleased about that. Yotam, you can have a look. If you want to join me, there's a link at the top. It's not free, mate. I'll be honest. I'm not trying to tie anyone up. There is 40% off on it now. It's lifetime access. It's a self-help group. Fucking hell, Mark. Sometimes it needs to be. You on your struggling days, mate. You've needed a self-help group. Yeah, there's a link at the top, mate. There's 40% off, which means you can get lifetime for everything. It's $149 for everything, all included for life. The Discord, the courses, everything. So, yes, it's not ridiculously expensive. It's not ridiculously cheap, but it's there if you want to use it. Mark, you know you'll always get the hugs off us, mate. Alethu, are we buying? No. That is one thing right now we are definitely not doing. We are only selling. And we're only selling because I'll come back to big money in a minute, guys. We're only selling because our alpha zones are trending bearish. 1 hour's down, 1 hour's down, 1 hour's down. Yotam, yeah, everything. So everything you see on this screen, everything I've talked about is all in it. Everything. Tim Plummer, thanks for joining Big Money, mate. If you're on the stream, welcome. So yeah, you get the Alpha Zones Pro, which is the areas that give you direction, give you areas of support and resistance, the important levels indicator to tell you where price might be drawn to, and the golden candle indicator, which is all our signals and the golden candles to tell you when to take a trade. Yes, everything. Everything. It is, trust me, I'm biased, but it's a fucking steal. Right. John Rios, welcome to Big Money. So if you do join Big Money is just the one free indicator. It's just this. Let me just turn these off a minute. It is just this indicator. So Big Money is very simple, but really effective. So you can mark on. Let me just make it easy with the 5 minute. Let's turn these off for a minute. So Big Money's simple. We're on the 5 minute. We'll mark it down. There's our high, there's our low. Where price might tap into, taps in, goes. Holds. And all we do is we just template it and we just mark on. Because obviously we want to put another one on. And I've templated it. So this is on the 5 minute. So it's a high to low, so it's sellers. So I'm going to mark on Big Money sellers there. I'm going to move, say, okay, well, where's my low to high? My low to high is here. There's my 5 minute. Big Money buyers, 5 minute. So what does this tell you? It tells you that right now, tap into here and a reversal means that sellers are in control. We've tapped into a Big Money seller zone. And if I pop this on, this is where the golden candle indicator, the signals come in really handy as well. Is because it's not just about the buy and sell signals. You have your break candles. You see here, you've got a break. So yes, your signal was later, but you've rejected out of this 5 minute money zone, and you've got a break candle, and away it goes. Have I missed it? Have I missed it? It's because I jumped on a different time frame. What a fucker. It's because I restarted everything. So this is exactly what we were waiting for. And I missed it. Teaching yous. But it's fine. Price comes back up, I might jump back in. So why, let me just get rid of the big money for a minute. I knew I should have just stayed on it. Right, so we've got our 1 hour alpha zones trending down. Trending down, so we're bearish. Our traffic lights are both red. We had a sell signal, put a stop order, wasn't quick enough, put a stop order below the candle, and price pushed through. And then we look to get either half an hour, 1 hour, or 1.5 hour out of it. So where's price going? So it's took some liquidity here. Price goes back up. I'm going to get in. How many contracts? Just go low. Just go low. I've already had a decent win today. Okay. So in the interests of entertainment, I've sized right down. I've already had a decent win on that trade there, and I'm perfectly comfortable with the amount I won on that. So I'm in here. So my stop is above my swing high here, which is 00275. I think so. 00275. Perfect. And I want to go to at least TP1, but I'm going to put it. Mr. Eck, welcome to Big Money. Thank you for signing up. So we've got 24,935. Let's just not be greedy. I'm just going to go TP1. TP2. My only concern is there's no more liquidity until down here. So it might just tap and go. But let's see. I'm targeting TP2, which is price 24,935.75. Don't let that open up in the middle of the candle. Put it early. Let's see. If we get a push down now, I am going to go B quite quickly, and I'm fine with getting taken out, but it's this liquidity. It's sweeping this liquidity, and if it doesn't, if it comes back, I expect it'll just go back. And I don't care if I get BE'd. I've already had my win. So I am BE. I'm not messing around with that. Only because it's just took the liquidity and there's so much space in between the next one. There we go. Boom. Another winner. Thank you very much. Hi, David Brown. That's 2 trades, 2 wins. Never suffered. Did you take the trade? Get in, brother. Famitcha, welcome, brother. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, made up you took the trade. Well done. Good win, mate. Good win. Superb. 2 trades, 2 wins. So we're still bearish. Let's have a little look. 1 minute. Right, so I'm going to just pop the link in the chat, just so you've got it there. If anyone does want to have a little look at the indicators. It's 40% off, as I said. There's a couple of codes you can use by now. And that'll get you 40% off, which means it's less than $150. Lifetime access, all updates, full courses, all the indicators. Join the Discord with loads of lovely people. I would like to take it for the top, but anyway, a win is a win. 25 points. A win is a win, my friend. Yes, it is. You're doing really well. You're doing really well. Right then, so for us to get another signal, the way that alpha zones works is obviously everything's aligned for us. Our alpha zones are bearish. We're under the Q, we're under the alpha zone. 1 hours are bearish. Traffic lights are red. So everything's bearish for us to take a trade. We can't get another buy signal yet. I'll tell you why. Because for a buy signal to appear, you have to have a bearish break. So see the white candle before? White or golds are break candles. When a gold's in line, I like them more. Like if that gold had been in line with red traffic lights and bearish, then I would like that rather than white. But they're both break candles. And by break, I mean, you see here, the current low is this, in this swing. So that is the top of that swing. So if a candle breaks above there, that will be a break candle. So you see on here, that was the high, and that was the low of the high. There was the swing high, and that little red one there, you can actually see it, the little red line. You might not be able to if you're on mobile, because I am on mobile view, but that once that candle broke below there, it went white and became a break candle. And that means, because we had a bearish break, you can have a sell signal. But you can only have one. So once you've had a sell signal, you then need another bearish break. To get a bearish break, you have to have a bullish break. So price has got to come above here, and then whatever high it puts in, it's then going to close below that to put a bearish break in, and then even on that first candle, you then can get a sell signal if the other things that are built in behind it, volume and things like that, are in line. So if we're going to carry on down, if we're going to come to previous day low, which is in there, we've got New York low here, previous day low, and then we've got lots of liquidity below. If we're going to have a bearish day and it's going to come smashing for all that, then we need to close above here first. That's what we're looking for. And if it does that, it closes above and then closes below, and away we go. But we do need this close above first. It's been a solid period of time. Let's just turn off the important levels a minute. Let's clean it up. Made a win there. Made a win there. We stayed out of that because you can see stayed out of this one because traffic lights didn't align. As with here, sell signal. Traffic lights were green. Buy signal. Our alpha zone was not bullish. We hadn't taken the high the previous hour. Here, green traffic lights above the previous hour. Done. This one, our traffic lights were not both green, so we haven't taken it. Sell signal, our alpha zone was above, so we're not looking for sells. And if we were going to look for a sell, it would need to have taken the low of the previous hour, which it did not at the point of the sell signal. Oh, that's really weird. Tingling in my left arm. I have a heart attack on a live stream. That's not a good thing, is it? So yeah, so our alpha zones, were all sideways here, and we didn't take any of the highs. Stayed flat. As soon as it's took the high of that hour, win and a win. It's been a decent, really decent period, but it's pretty consistent like this, to be fair. We do get losses, but they're not huge. So we've not had enough of a push up. Yet. To get us back in the game for a sell. ATR's dropped a little bit. Pretty normal though for this time of day. We got any news today? Discord. Another win on the stream. Gravesider, welcome to Big Money. Thanks for signing up. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. More than happy to help. That's a shame. So we didn't manage to close above. So even if it does come down plummeting now, then unfortunately we won't get a sell. You could still put in a little if it takes the low, which is what we want to happen. Because at the moment what's happening is because this candle's quite large, to get a sell, to get a break candle, we've got to push a lot of the way up. Tim, thanks for subscribing, mate. Where are we? Lost my screen. Losing my mind. There we go. Right, so yeah, so if we take, because this candle is quite large, if we take the lower of this candle, then whatever candle takes the lower of that then becomes the break line. So the break line would, so say it does it here, the break line would end up here. So it would pull it down to give us more of an opportunity to just have a tap up and go. So if it's not going to get up there, the sooner we get through this, the better. So I think that's exactly what we thought. We get a little drop below here. And then give us the opportunity for a pullback. You've noticed that the bigger candle sell signals have a higher probability of hitting TP compared to small candles. Interesting. It'd generally be due to volume. So you get a push below here, come on. Yeah, it's one of the reasons, Gummy, why I like the swing stop as well. It just gives that little bit of room. Like the base hits can be like fucking super fire trade, 2 minutes. I know a few of the prop firms are getting a little bit tight on too many trades being really short. So obviously with some of the base hit ones, we could end up with it TP1 and it'd be gone in 4 seconds for a trade. So you got to be a little bit careful with them. You know, just take that before you do it, you sod. Same place as that previous alpha zone it's ricocheting from. Clearly in an area for price. Okay, so we're getting a push back up. Would have been nice if it just wicked this. Would have meant it doesn't have to go too far then for us to get an entry, but our traffic light is still red. If you haven't already, guys, don't forget to give us a like on the stream. It just helps me get it out to a few more people. The algorithm likes it when people like it and offers it out to more people on the shorts feed, so I do appreciate your help. It's going to push down again, isn't it? Go on. Push up. Come on. Get a little push up. Close above. See if we can hold. See if it holds at the top for the end of the minute, then we've got a chance. Come on. We've got a chance. No. Oh, fucking hell, I didn't realise it's 11:59. Okay, that could be good. Push up for the hour. Really wanted to close above because I can't stay much longer. W on that one before the lights help. The lights really do help. Traffic lights are super helpful. So we've now had fourth, well, really fifth. 1, 2, 3. We're going to fourth one in a row that is opened. So we're still trending bearish on the 1 hour alpha zones. Now we're going to push down. So you'll see now our break line. If I just hide the alpha zone a minute so you can see it. Our break line's here now. See that green dot, the green line? It's only one little bit because there's only one candle. But it means that our break line's moved to here when it was here. So price would only have to just close above here and then come back down for us to get a sell, rather than having to get all the way back up here. But it looks like it's going to go without us. I would only be taking shorts. Another small one, Mark. I won't do it. I won't do it. Okay, so as I thought might happen, we'll get a tap back into the hour. It's just whether or not we get a tap enough. There's what we wanted. Now we need it to close above. Needs to close above. 35 seconds. Come on. Just a little bit more. It's NQ 1 minute, buddy. Quiet money, Will. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to give us a like on the stream, but welcome. Come on, Nasdaq, just a close above so we can get our break. We're just looking for it to close above here so we can go, so we can get our sell signal again. Might just tap in though. Come on. What a shame. It's not done yet. We're not done yet. But we may just have to wait until it drags this down close enough and then tap and go. Just hope it's not too late. But I'm not upset. We've had 2 wins on the stream. So we're an hour into our 4 hour, which was trended bearish as well. Our 1 hour alpha zones have all been trending bearish. Our traffic lights are still red, bearish, both of them. Tapping back into a 1 hour alpha zone. Okay. So statistically, in a bullish hour, there is a 77, well, it's around 69 to 71, depending on current data, but around 70% chance that the high is put in the first 20 minutes. That the low is put in a bullish hour in the first 20 minutes. And in a bearish hour, is a 70% chance that the high is put in the first 20 minutes. So where are we? We are 8 minutes in. Is it going to get above? It's fighting with the top of the 1 hour. Now you're talking. So, as we wanted, we have had a break candle. It's closed above here. We broke above. If we break below, we get a sell signal. Then that would be in line with us taking a trade. Well, let's take another one after 2 wins. Interesting, look, that's why the alpha zones are so important. You can see it's tapped the top. Our alpha zone is there for a reason. Prices failed to get above, push back down. See if we can get that bearish close now. If you haven't already, guys, don't forget to give us a like on the stream. I do appreciate it. Just dancing around in the bottom of this alpha zone. Which is fine. We just need some conviction in one direction. What I would say is, not only has our alpha zone trended bearish, down, 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 we've also taken the low of the previous hour. If we pop on important levels, we'll see our previous hour low is there. Turned off. What a sausage. What a sausage. So yeah, so our important levels will tell us, so there's our previous hour high, previous hour low, so prices come up into this and down. We have swept that low and actually closed below it. So that would give a leaning more towards a bearish hour, but it's not a given. We've just put in a new high, 11 minutes past. We have come down a long way. Think about it, we have come down a long way. Turn off all the imagery a minute. Look at these, beautiful. Yeah, we've almost come down to the low of yesterday. Oh no, that's not true. The low of yesterday was much further. Okay. So we're now getting a buy signal because we've come above our 1 hour alpha zone. So we are above our 1 hour alpha zone. It's not a trade I'm taking. It's against the rules I'm doing on my alpha zones trade. If you're taking base hits, then it's a trade you can take. If you're trading on the back end of the candle rather than the close, but it's not one for me. TP1 is at the other. That's on if you're doing a swing trade, I suppose. Not a swing trade. If you swing close. Who's in the trade? Go on. No, I'm not. Change that to be candle if you're trading alpha zones. Then you're probably trading TP1 about here. Let's have a look. Trade view is going slow today. Yes, if you're using the ATR stop and you're trading alpha zones, normal basic strategy, then yeah, TP1, TP2, TP3. That's where you have your stop behind here. %50 of the ATR, 100%, 150% of the ATR. It's going to push up for those people who are not saying in the chat that they're in the trade, but I know they are. So our traffic lights here have started to go red as well. They've started to go green. The only way I'd be taking a trade above against the alpha zone trend is if it taken the high the previous hour and my traffic lights aligned, but it hasn't done either. So I've stayed out. I'll mark that on just so I can see TP1. And then I'll restore my settings so I don't start taking silly trades, which I have done. So it looks like a push up. So we are 16 minutes in. So we could get, this could be a bullish hour. It also could be that, as I said, the high's put in the first 20 minutes and then we come and plummet back through here. You'll see with most of them, see this is it's a bearish hour. Our high was at 21 minutes. It's a bit of an anomaly one. Our high here was at 34 minutes. Our high is minute 1 on this hour. And our current high on this hour is 16 minutes. So it is high probability. But on the same note, if it's going to be a bullish hour, then our low was at 2 minutes past. So Finesse Sav, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I believe if you get a sweep of the last high and a close below, we bearish. Said I wasn't going to be on long today, and we're touching 3 hours. Right, so we're going to sweep up. Just have a little look at our big money indicator. On stay with me a second. What that was. Right, so okay. So buyers are in control. Right, guys, on that basis, I would only be looking for longs above here anyway, and everything would have to change, and that would be against the alpha zone. So I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to go get some food. That's 2 trades on the live, 2 wins. We took this trade. As it came down, our alpha zone's aligned, bearish. Traffic lights aligned, sell signal down to our Q gap. We waited on this because our traffic lights had not aligned. And waited until this one. The traffic lights aligned again. Our alpha zones had opened bearish. We got a sell signal and we got another lovely win. Cheers, never suffer. Thank you very much. Guys, the link is in the comments. If you want to have a look at the indicators, do not forget to use code there, buy it now. Code there, buy now. And that will get you 40% off if you do want to have it. Come and join us on the premium indicators. Otherwise, I'll be back on Monday. Do some more live trading. forward to another good day. Appreciate you all coming on. Thanks very much. Cheers, Timbo. Not spoke to you before, but thank you. We'll be back Monday, guys. Hope to see you all then.